Hello, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we'll be looking at how to produce this kind of 3D logo design, and in this class we are going to produce this logo design from scratch. So let's begin. So first, I have gone to the internet to download an image. Let me show you the image. Okay, here's the image. Now this is the image. So let me make the background a white background so that inside this logo I'm going to add a text. Now let's work on this text. I'm writing kg on it, just kg, and I will increase size of the text. I can move it here. So let me hide this first so that it will not interrupt with what we are doing. So I have kg, then I'm going to change the font. I'm going to change the font, and take note, the font I'm going to use for this is laser cup. Any of these laser, that's what I'm going to use. Let's use this laser cups laser. That's what I'm going to use. So that is what I'm going to use. And next I'm going to add another text. Then I'll write Cadre graphics on it. Then I take it down here. Then I change the font. I'm going to use Montserrat Black. That's what I'm using. So I'm going to try to align this, that is by reducing the text size, so that it can just be exactly beneath, so that we are on the same line. I'm calling ruler, so that we can arrange this ruler here, move this ruler here. So I've done that. Then I will reduce the text size. So that they won't move. Mesh the two together. Okay. After merging, then I'll call back that image. Call it back, and I'll try to center it, reduce the size of this, and just put it inside. You see? Put it inside. But maybe I don't like the direction this hand is. I want the hand to be on the other side. I'll just go to the image in the crop axis. I will flip to the other side. I'm done with that. So you see, and I have this image in this one. Let me reduce the size a little so that it will plumb. Okay, let's reduce the size a little bit. Then move it there. That's perfect. So when I have this now, I will now merge them together. I'm going to merge it together. Merged. So you see, now I already have my own personal logo I could make use of. So some persons can decide to use any of thing they want. So I've gotten this logo for myself. The next thing for me to do is for me to save this. I'll save it. Look, I'm saving. I'm going to save as image. Save it on, always save on ultra quality. Always save at ultra quality. Now before we save it, let's do something. Before we save, I want this place not to have a background, so that when we are importing it, we will not have a background. So I leave it as transparent. So you see, it's not having a background. So I'm going to save it as PNG. Save this image as PNG. do not have a background. Quality ultra. Let's save together. Now our image has been saved. After saving our image, the next thing we'll do is for us to start our design properly. Let me get the white background back. Since I've saved this already, I can just either delete it or go and hide it. For me, I'll prefer to just delete it since I've already saved it. So now we commence. First thing first, for us to produce our 3D logo design, we are going to bring in firstly a shape. Now look at this shape. Okay, I have this shape. I'm going to turn the radius so that I can make the shape a cycle. After I've done that, I'm going to give this shape a stroke. See? Okay, let me put this stroke at let's say 7. Now I have a stroke. Then, but before that, this image has something inside. Let me show you something. Let me turn the background to black first. Oh, let me just use this background. Let's say we are using this background first so that we can see what we are designing. So if you observe what we have here, it has an image inside, the fill. So that fill is white. We are going to remove it, opacity to 0. So we have eliminated the fill. So there's no fill color also. So we have this. So always ensure this image is centered so that it is going to make your job easy and fast. Just click these two, it's centered. After we are done, then we copy. But firstly, let me lock the first one so that it will move. Then we reduce the size so that it can contain our text we want to make use of, and always ensure you center. You see, it is centered, and I need it like this. Always ensure it is centered. It's very important. It is centered. So to relative positioning, you center it. You see, it is centered. After it's centered, go ahead and lock it also so that it will move. Then the next thing we are going to bring in our text. I'm bringing my text. First text I'm going to bring in, I'm going to write Kadiri on it, all in capital letter. So I'm done with Kadiri. Then I'm going to change the font. I'm going to use Montserrat. You can use any font you like to use. Now for just easy job, I'm going to use Montserrat. Let's search for Montserrat. Let's search for it. You see, so we have a lot of Montserrat. We have Montserrat. Let me try to use Montserrat Black O for this to go. Then I'll move this here. You see, I'll move it here. After we have moved it here, I'm going to try to give it a curve. Let's curve it. Go to text curve. I'll curve it to this direction. You see, it is curved. Now, after I've curved it, let me try and increase the text size so that it can be able to occupy a reasonable portion. You see, it has increased. You see, let's reduce it a little. Increase text size. Now we have done this. Good. So next thing is for me to copy this and edit it and write graphics on it. Graphics. Okay, you see this graphics here. We are going to curve it upward. Let's go to curve. Curve upward. You see, curve it upward. See, of this. It's perfectly curved. It's perfectly curved now, and so that I will ensure everything is well positioned. Now if you look at it, maybe it's not well positioned. You click on the text, you do a little relative positioning, you use the upper one, you see, so that will be at the center. Use this one, relative positioning, so it can be at the center. Now after we have done that, we lock all our objects. After locking, I'm going to bring in a shape again that I can use to make my design look beautiful. You can try to add as many things you want. Now for me to be sure that shape is at the center, I will have to go to for relative positioning of shapes. Fully position it at the center. We click these two in the middle, the position at the center. After we have done that, I will now merge this and this other inner cycle. We merge it so that we'll be able to cut out that color. So what we do is we remove erase color, we enable. You see that color is gone. After we have done that, we lock it back, then we bring in that design we did today so that we can put it at the center. So from gallery, we go and get what we designed. Let's go and get what we designed. If you look at it, album, have it here, Pixellab. You see? Then we'll have this. So, and a lot of persons would like to put it as a cycle, as a square, but sometimes since I'm putting it in a circular shape, I would love to put it in a cycle also. So I click on the circular shape so that I can have this in a cycle, so that I can have a very perfect cycle. So to do this, you see this, good. I have a very perfect cycle. I said okay. Now the shape is here. What we do now is for us to reduce the size so it can fit right inside. You see? Now you have it inside. You can rotate it any direction you want if you want to. Now we have placed it at the exact point we want it. You see? So now in this aspect, now you can try to move it down here so that to be here. So you see anyhow you do it, and now you have everything perfectly. So if you are okay with what you have, what you do now is for you to merge every other thing together. We merge it so you have your logo. Now this logo is just a single logo, it's not in 3D. Now I want to make it, turn it to 3D. So for us to be able to do that, I want to give this a texture. I want to give it a feel, a look and feel. So I have a texture already. Remember in our previous class I've taught you texture. So if you want to look at texture, you click on the link on how to put texture. I've taught that in our previous class. So we click on texture, we go and get an image for that texture, how we want it to look like. So I will go and get a texture. I have a texture already on my device. I'm going to get a texture. Where's the texture? See, and I like using this code as texture. And pick any axis you want. So let me just pick any portion. Okay. Now you see you have your texture. And the reason you're not seeing it the way you are supposed, let's just enable. You see, the reason you're not seeing it the way you're supposed to see it because of the background. So I want to bring in a background. I want to bring in a dark background from gallery. I think I have an image I would love to use as my background. Let's go and pick it and bring it in. Let's go and bring it in. Go to album. The album. You see, this black is what I want to use for this design. And what we do is just use it to fill the whole portion. Use it to fill everywhere. After you have filled everywhere, what you do is you move it to the back. Now you have it there. So next thing we are going to do, we are going to go to 3D now. We turn this logo to 3D. You come to 3D shape, enable 3D. You see, everything looks, you see oblique, you see perspective. No, now what you do is, regarding this now, you go and turn off, enable this simulate lighting. That's what is bringing that rubbish you're seeing everywhere. So turn it off. After you have turned it off, you now edit this to shape you want. You want to increase depth, you see. So I love putting my depth at a very good number. Let's say, let me use 4 for this. And tacking, you can start to, you see, when you remove tacking, it won't be there. So let's just put tacking a little bit. Let's say we want to use 4 also for tacking. Then what you do, you use your X and Y rotation. Leave the Z alone. You see, this is your rotation. Rotate it to any shape you want, and now try to rotate it. You see, rotate a little. Okay, you can rotate it all you want. Rotate it a little. See, now you have your 3D. See, there's a 3D. If it's oblique you are using, you see it in that way. But if you're using oblique, you will have to play with this rotation. You see, just like this. You want it this way, I want it this way, but in this case you have to go and reduce the depth. You have to reduce depth. Just okay, let's say, let me use up, let's use 2, depth for 2. So rotate this light to the direction we want. Then we'll go to our, let's say we keep it at, 274. You see, but in oblique you can't do your XY rotation, but you have gotten your 3D logo design. If it's this you want, if it's perspective you want, you go and you do your rotation yourself. X, you see, you can try to move left and right. You go and increase depth as you want. So that's how to carry out your 3D logo design. What you do now is for you to just save your image. It's just for you to save. And let me center it before I save. Then what do? You save as an image. Always use Ultra. Save as Ultra, save to gallery, and tell us how you feel at the comment section below. So thank you for your time.